Jack, this week we had a lot of news on and off the field. Man United soap opera.
Yeah, the latest episode of the series. Yeah, we had 2 rounds of games, didn't we? We had the midweek games, and we had the weekend games.
But with the sacking of the sporting director, Ashworth, and it's becoming a secondary what is going on the field with Amorim now, and everybody is discussing about the structure and how the Nicos works and how does it work and things like that.
What is
also,
going on?
I have no idea.
What is going on?
I have no idea. And also we had Spurs after the match with Chelsea. There's a big discussion about his position, whether he would be sacked or not, and then the club came out and said that I think Daniel Levy came out and said that his job is safe. And if he comes out and says that it's safe, it means that probably it's not safe.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with football. If they say nothing, it's like, is that bad or good either? We don't know. But a mess for Spurs on the pitch and a little bit off the pitch, and mess everywhere for Man United on the pitch as well. It's not like you can say, "Oh, we're winning games." It doesn't matter. They lost 2 in a row, and it's just all going on there. And I honestly don't know whether to think this Sir Jim Ratcliffe is he good? Is he bad? Is he organised? Is he disorganised? Does he have a plan, or is he just sack people here and there who you don't get along with? I mean, what on earth is going on? I thought this guy's meant to be a billionaire. He seems to be raising the ticket prices. He's cutting jobs, but then he's hiring people after 5 months of gardening leave, and then firing them after 5 months.
Women's football, they have been some cuts in the women's football.
Yeah, cuts like the women's side. I mean, I don't know.
Even the Christmas party.
He's like a villain.
Even the Christmas party, they're not going to go ahead with the Christmas party.
Yeah, he cancelled the Christmas party. This guy is like, he's like a villain. It seems to be not. He doesn't like he wants to make any friends in the club. He just seems to be swapping things around all the time, changing things and cutting things unnecessarily. I don't understand.
I was hoping that because of his experience with Nice and Lausanne in the Ineos group, that he would have some experience how to handle things.
He cut the Ferguson thing as well. He cut the Ferguson supply. I mean, he's had that for 10 years. Strange.
Even the communication side of things is bad because they sacked the sporting director 20 minutes apparently after the final whistle against Nottingham Forest. So it is.
Why do you think he went? I mean, we don't know for sure because they haven't said. But why do you think he went? Do you think they blame him for Ten Hag staying?
No, I think there was a clash of personalities. Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
So basically, if it was that, and you were expecting him for so many months to join the club with this gardening leave, and then he has a different philosophy from Berada and the other guys there. Okay. It means that it was a bad recruitment.
Really bad. Surely he would have figured this out and he would have done his due diligence on it and tried to find out what
but whose mistake
to him before he joined.
Yeah, but Jack, whose mistake was it? They wanted to work because there are a lot of people that came on board. Head of negotiations, the technical director, Wilcox.
Yeah, all these people came in.
David Braceford,
Berada,
St. James is apparently he wants to get things quickly because he's getting on with age and stuff like that. I don't know.
It's all of it, isn't it? It must be embarrassing for them. For the media team to have to put this out and thinking, well, this guy's only just joined and we paid all this money.
Listen, if they made a bad recruitment, okay, it was a bad decision for Dan Ashworth to join the club. Okay, why do it half an hour after the final whistle went against inside the Old Trafford? Why don't do it on Monday? Why don't do it a day before? If there were disagreements and differences in philosophy, because there are a lot of things coming out about the Hack decision to keep the Hack in the summer, about that he wanted somebody with Premier League experience to be the next manager, and the other guys wanted somebody with personality, young, vibrant coach to take the project one step further. I don't know. Definitely it was a clash of personalities and different philosophy. Okay, this thing, if you don't have a clear plan, in my opinion, and then you a clear line of duties, because apparently Berardi went to Portugal and made the negotiations, the CEO instead of the sporting director. Sporting director, everything is under his umbrella.
Yeah, his responsibilities.
And his possibilities. Okay, so why? Maybe they had a heated discussion after the match.
Well,
and that's why it was.
Maybe it was just a rash thing. They fell out, because I've seen an interview with him with Radcliffe from back in the summer when he was just on his yacht or something, and they were interviewing him outside, and they were saying, "Oh, what's the latest with the new guy coming in, Dan Ashworth?" And he said, "We're so looking forward to having him in. It's a pain that Newcastle are digging their heels in. We're willing to wait a little bit, but we do want to get it over the line. We're happy to pay X amount for him." And he's a great man. You were saying how good he was. He's the top of his profession. He's done great work in the past. It's exactly the sort of person we want in the building. And then it's almost like, well, he's got in the building, he sat behind his desk, and it's not worked out. It just seems really strange, the whole thing.
But there, as I said, there are a lot of things coming out now. Like, the recruitment of players. And everybody the last few days says that only Euro and Ugarte was his decision. The others, it was the Hawks and the club's decision about Zirkzee. But it's a complete mess, in my opinion. The way they handled it was really amateurish for a club of Man United size.
For a business of that size as well.
And the thing is, these successful business people, these billionaires that come into football, and I expected, because of the Ineos sports department group, whatever, that it was going to be different, in my opinion. I expected that he had the experience in cycling, in sailing, and the two other clubs in Europe, football clubs, that they were coming in well prepared to take on this project. But some of the way that they communicated to people, as you said, the ticket price increases. The women's football, as you said, the Sir Alex Ferguson announcement about even the ones that they were really right decisions, they don't communicate them properly, and they have the fans against them.
Yes, it's all negative PR coming out
exactly
all the time.
And we have seen a lot of empty seats. I don't know if it was because of the weather in the last match. So it's we see what's going to happen in the future. I hope this is the football side is not affected because of this.
We'll talk to the football side. I watched the Forest game. What on earth was going on? The defenders were all over the place. Onana should have saved that strike. The other one where it was the header from Chris Wood, Martinez just looked at it and let it go past him. It was just really strange. What happened? What a strange game. And he lost to Arsenal as well, 2 in a row. Terrible.
The Arsenal, it was just 2 corner kicks.
Yeah. Arsenal every time with a corner kick.
Yes,
and at the weekend against Fulham.
Yeah, but the thing is, you expected that they were coming into this match against Forest, well prepared regarding the corner kicks, and there was the first minute, and there was another corner kick, a free header, and they scored, and then the second, it was, I don't know. I mean, Okay, we take some time. The matches are, they have an away match against Victoria Pleasant in Europe, and then the Manchester Derby. So it doesn't get much easier for Amorim. Okay, so in my opinion, since in the summer they came out and they publicly said that we are looking for a new coach, head coach, manager, whatever. Okay, and then they announced that the Hague is staying, and okay, the renewal apparently was was in his contract, the extension of his contract. Okay, but this indecision of what's going to happen with the Hague is the reason why Man United is where it is now in the table and the whole, mess football-wise. Okay. Whoever was coming in the middle of the season is a transitional period. Again. Okay. They should have brought in Amorim in the summer.
Yeah.
At least the only bright spark, if you can say that, in the last couple of weeks is that you see some kind of identity in the way that he wants his team to play football. Before with the Hague, we're wondering what is going on. But now we see something. Okay. So if he's going to be affected, what is going on in the hierarchy of Man United, which is not completely, is not separate. Okay, we're talking about the sporting director, which is a very important role in a football club. Okay, we will see what's going to happen in the next few weeks.
Yeah, in the next few weeks, lots of games we said about Ange Postecoglou under pressure.
Yeah,
we saw the game when they lost to Bournemouth, and he went over to the fans, and they were shouting and swearing at him and saying, get out, get our club, and all that sort of thing. And he said in this press conference it was direct feedback that he'd received. That's putting it politely. It seems to have gone a bit sour there. I think he had a lot of goodwill, and people liked his charisma and his new energy that we were talking about last season that he brought to the league, fresh face and everything, and new way of doing things. And the style of football is entertaining, even if it is a bit kamikaze at times. I think he's sort of running out of credit in the bank now, isn't he, with the fans? There seems to be a different change of atmosphere. They went 2-0 up, but they keep going 2-0 up and keep going into leads and blowing it every time. Can't afford to do that.
Of course, they had the injuries. Against Chelsea, they had the injuries of the centre half early on. It was a disruptive. They had two injuries. Two players came off injured. But yes, the irony is that they do play an exciting football.
Very exciting. And they went 2-0 up, and I was thinking, oh, wow, this is great. And then they gave away two ridiculous penalties. There was one where it was a blatant foul, and then the other one, the player was going away from goal.
Exactly.
And he went straight to the back of it.
I watched that match, and I couldn't believe it. Okay.
Crazy.
Okay, but I also watched the Crystal Palace Man City match. I don't know. Okay, this weekend the limelight was about Man United and Tottenham, and looks like Guardiola.
I think Guardiola's lost the plot a little bit. I mean, I saw a video of a Liverpool fan taunting him outside a hotel, and he turned back round to go and attack him.
Well, after the match, he said that he was satisfied with the player's performance.
Yeah. I think very strange. And then against in that game against Palace, Pep was backing his players, but then in the interviews, his players were not as positive. They're like, we should be winning these games. But Pep was saying, it's a point. We battled hard. He's trying to focus on the positives. He's just trying to find the answers to these problems. I know they beat Forest 3-0, but
Jack,
they still not found the answers.
Okay, yeah, but post-match interview, okay, what are you going to say? That it was Walker's fault, and it was this fault, and it was the keeper's fault, it was this.
There's ways of doing it, I suppose. Yeah, I mean,
you have to defend your. If you want to turn it around, you have to defend your players.
He's not always that predictable, Pep. He could go either way depending on his moves. So for him to do that, the players were brutally honest. They just weren't happy at all, of course. But I just found it strange. Yeah. I think, I don't know. It's obviously he's not figuring it out what's going on. I mean, the defending is schoolboy schoolboy errors again. It's just not like Man City. It's terrible.
And the match against Nottingham Forest, because De Bruyne was back. Okay, you could feel that something is changing. And then they are back to square one.
Yeah, very strange. I mean, Palace is always a tough place to go.
Palace, yes.
It still should be winning that game.
Very athletic team.
Yeah, they are, and they press high, and they play with intensity, and they always have done. They've been attacking, and they keep it on the wings. They've always had strong, fast, pacey wingers. But yeah, they should be winning. What else have we got? We've got Newcastle as well. Newcastle mixed bag as well for Newcastle. We drew with Liverpool in that thrilling 3-3 draw. Fantastic, so exciting, brilliant. And then back to earth again away at Brentford, 4-2. Really disappointing, giving away silly goals. But I mean, Brentford are quite an exciting team, but I don't know, Newcastle, the players seem to turn up, the key players seem to turn up against the big teams. We beat Spurs, drew with Liverpool, beat Arsenal, perform well against these big teams, particularly at home. And then they don't seem up for it, or they don't seem on it as much when they go to these other teams. And it's just so disappointing.
So you think the problem is to find the consistency?
Big time, yeah. The consistency. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know is he failing to inspire and motivate the players for these matches. I don't know. Why would they just suddenly turn up to these big occasions and then they just drop their levels for just the bog standard games, the games you should be picking up the 3 points, or at least getting a point away at Brentford and then moving on. Losing 4-2 is just not good enough. If they want to be challenging anyway for European places, it's not good enough. Maybe they're just focusing on the cups. They've got Brentford again in the League Cup, and they're going to try and target the FA Cup as well. Maybe that's what they're looking at. But you can't keep dropping these points because we're getting further and further into the season, and the further you fall behind the top four, you just sort of lose motivation to get there because it just doesn't seem to be achievable. So yeah.
So okay. Do you think that Chelsea will be challenging Liverpool for?
Well, yeah, because we were talking about Spurs and the calamity there, but you got to give it to Chelsea to come back. They thrashed Southampton. I think it was Southampton 5-1 in the midweek, and then they fall 2-0 behind at Spurs. At Spurs, all the fans behind them, and that fantastic stadium they have, and they have history of beating Spurs and doing well, especially last season they did, didn't they? In that thrilling game, they came back.
Yeah, but now they are closer.
Fantastic comeback.
Okay.
You're talking generally about the challenging. I think they will.
The Liverpool derby was not played because of the weather.
So was it 4 points behind now? I think they are.
Yeah,
but they played more games. But.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I remember, some years where there were a lot of postponements. Back in the day, because of the weather. I remember every time that there was big discussion about, okay, we have less matches, we played less matches, and everybody was saying it's better to have the points in the back.
Yes, exactly. That's what they always say. Points on the board is the most important thing. But Chelsea do look good, and they seem to be. They've got this big squad, haven't they? And they've done well in rotating it. He's done really well. Keeping everyone happy.
Maresca managed really well to handle this big squad.
He's shown a lot of skill because we said before he came in, it was difficult when it was Pochettino. All these egos, all these players, all these signings. Where do you fit them in? And he seems to have done it.
Yes, and
the Cole Palmer's the main man. What a player! He's on for Player of the Season.
I was going to say that. Let's say you take Cole Palmer out of the equation. Are they going to?
It could be different. It could be different. I've seen he's starting to be linked with Real Madrid now in the newspapers. Cole Palmer. So I'm not surprised. I mean, he's so good. He's just so consistent.
Yeah, but do you think after they paid that 1 point something billion in players at Chelsea, they're going to let Cole Palmer go to Real Madrid?
No, I don't think so. I think they have to keep hold of him. He's the key for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. All the players there are so young. They've got a long-term game plan, haven't they? They've signed them all on these long-term contracts. Yes. Chelsea, if they don't challenge properly this season, although they're showing it already, I think they're a couple of years ahead of where they think they're going to be. Next season, the season after, they're going to be right up there if they carry on. If they keep the manager, keep the way they're going, keep growing, it's looking quite scary for the other teams. I just think they've got some. So
you think Chelsea is is better bet than Arsenal to challenge for
It's tricky because Arsenal dropped points again, didn't they? They beat Man United, dropped points against Fulham. They had that close VAR decision went against them, and that could be all the difference. I was listening to some other pundits the other day, and they were saying the maximum number of points now that Arsenal can get is 98, right? And 90 was what it took for Liverpool, for Arsenal, for Liverpool and Man City in those big seasons to take the title. So they've not got much room for manoeuvre, have they? They need to, you're looking late 80s, late 80s at the very least. You need to get now to win a title when it's in these really close.
What is this? The supercomputer that is making the prediction of the points.
Yeah, well, we don't know, but that's physically how many points left they can have, because obviously we've seen Man City, Liverpool in recent years. When Liverpool won it, Man City, they had in the 90s, didn't they, to win the 90 plus points to win the title. If Arsenal can only get 98, there's not many games they can afford to drop. Only a couple of defeats, a few more draws after that. So they can't keep slipping up in these games where they need to win. The easy home games, the games at Fulham where it's tight and they're battering them. They're all over them. They need to get the goal.
You need to win all the derbies, let's put it this way, and also. When you go away and you don't play well, you need to get the points against the smaller teams, let's put it this way.
And the thing is, they don't seem to be creating too many goals aside from corner kicks and free kicks. They seem to be just a set-piece team. It's quite shocking, really. When you're watching the game, I saw the extended highlights. Saka was not as creative as he usually is. Odegaard is, we know he's a creative force, but they don't seem to be breaking through those lines. They seem to be scoring from, the set piece, Gabriel heading it in, or whoever's on the end of it, and it doesn't seem to be like as methodical as it should be. I mean, surely they've worked on this, but the team seems to be figuring them out, especially the defences. So
yeah,
you can't just rely on set pieces.
I'm not sure about the corner kicks, how you can, defend that type of corner kick.
Maybe it doesn't matter if they can just put in corner kicks like that.
And also, it looks like the referees, they allow a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, and pulling. They're all over each other, aren't they? All the time now. There seems to be more than ever. Since VAR, it's got worse, if anything.
Yes.
It's really strange.
Yes, but, again, Man United, from open play, I don't remember if they created any chances. It was just these corner kicks, one after the other, 13 corner kicks, and it was really strange. But I agree with you. They need to get more points, against smaller teams when they go away. If you want to win the championship, you need to win on a bad day, on a terrible day. You need to get the points.
Right. Now Man City dropped 2 more points in that game, against Palace. Do you rule them out now of the title completely now? The title,
yes.
Yeah, even now, even at this stage,
yes,
them out. Yes. I think I agree, actually.
Because it's been
there's a long way to go, but they're too far.
It's been going on for so many weeks. It's not like, I mean...
It's not showing too many signs.
Exactly.
Of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or anytime soon, anyway.
Yes, exactly. I mean, this is... and it's not just Liverpool. You need to... get higher than Chelsea, and you have 3-4 teams in front of you.
You literally have to win every game now to catch up.
I mean, even Nottingham Forest now, they're 5th in the table, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a competitive league. Everybody knows that's why we love Premier League, because it's so competitive.
Yeah.
There are winnable matches, but if you don't turn up, you're going to lose.
Yeah, whoever you play.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Should we just touch on the bottom?
I think the Wolves situation, it looks like they are.
Yeah. Wolves and Ipswich situations, to be honest. They're right near the bottom. But Wolves with their manager, it's...
yes, but Wolves, it looks like they are... how are they going to turn it around?
Yeah, they're in a bit of a rut, aren't they? They're in big problems. They're shipping goals left, right and centre, and... They needed that massive game against West Ham, and it went the wrong way for them, And what summed it up for me is I watched some of that game, and at the end, their captain, Lamina, the person you'd meant to look to in the dressing room, the guy on the pitch he's their focal point. He is their man in the middle, yeah? And he was going crazy. He'd lost the plot. His head had gone. He was trying to fight the other players. He was being restrained by coaches. It's just not a good look. And the manager's there, clapping the fans. He looked like a broken man, poor Gary O'Neill. He looked like he knew it was the end or close to the end. And they just can't find that. I don't know. It's not even consistency. They can't keep the ball out of the back of the net. They can't stop conceding. and they can't seem to just get that win or a couple of wins, because they got a win a couple of weeks ago, but they can't get enough points behind them. A couple of wins, bit of momentum, maybe going on and unbeaten run for a few matches.
I think for Blues, the turning point is when they lost Espírito Santo to Spurs. Okay.
Yeah, Espírito Santo.
Yes, it was a pivotal, situation for them, because look what he's doing now with Nottingham Forest. It's a big personality. He looks like a really good coach. And when they lost him to Spurs, okay, it didn't work out at Spurs, but
he was a key man for him.
He was a key man.
They also lost key players. They've lost Diogo Jota to Liverpool.
Yes.
They lost Ruben Neves. He went to Saudi. Who else did they lose? Max Kilman, the centre back. He went to West Ham, who they played against in the last game. So all these key players all throughout the side, and Raul Jimenez, the striker, who scored against Arsenal, at the weekend. He's got back to some form this season. He's looking really good. And Traore, the winger. They've lost all these key players.
Do you think they are doomed to go to be relegated?
It's not looking good. I hate to say it, but I think they might be doomed if they keep the manager. They need something out. They need some fresh impetus. They need something to come in. Somebody's come in and maybe get the players going. I don't know who that person is. I don't know who would be linked. But it's not looking good for them and Ipswich, in my opinion, at the moment. They seem certain at the moment to go down. And Southampton. I think it's almost like the three at the bottom.
Ipswich, that it's really hard when you get promoted from the Championship.
They've still not won at home. They blew it, didn't they, the weekend again?
In the first year, it's really hard. If you manage to
just somehow drag yourself up.
To stay up. Yeah. And then, like Nottingham Forest last year. They had all sorts of problems. At one stage, you thought they were going down. And then now they just kick on the project. And apparently they love Marinakis.
the Greek guy, he's got a multi-club model that seems to work. So maybe Man United should take a leaf out of his book. But what's happening? You just need to stay. For Ipswich's sake, you just need to somehow get your head above water, and then you can sort of sail off. You just need to. I don't know. It's that first season, but the problem is when these teams go up. What do you do? Do you suddenly invest loads of money? Because it's a risk. Do you suddenly sell all your players that got you up there? Or do you keep the squad?
They get the cash injection when you promoted. I don't know how many million, I think.
Yeah, you get a big cash injection, but it's a risk to sign lots of new players of Premier League quality, because if you go back down again, you could be in a lot of trouble.
Well, last year, Nottingham Forest, they were buying...
everybody.
Everybody.
There were so many players. It was a doing? Or something for so many players, 20-odd players. But with Ipswich, they've signed a few good young players. Yeah, it might be a case of they sort of test themselves at this level, prove their worth a bit, get to know the squad, and get a sort of a team spirit together. It's difficult when you've just come up, of course. Maybe they could go back down and then regroup and come back up stronger and have a few more years' experience.
Yeah, but
it's difficult to do.
It's not a guarantee.
No, it's not a guarantee.
We have seen really big clubs. They went down in the Championship. And then they went
down again.
Down again. So
like the Leeds, the Leicesters, the Nottingham Forests of the world. Sheffield Wednesday, all these Sheffield United, all these big clubs are going down.
The target is for these big clubs to stay up. So it's
such a difficult one, isn't it? So difficult. And these managers that take them up, they have all that credit in. We're saying about credit in the bank with Ange, but credit in the bank for taking them up, for being successful, taking them to the promised land.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, 10, 15 games in, they're rock bottom or they're struggling.
Yeah, but
they're still good managers. It's just so tough for them.
But Jack, at the same time, we have seen the Brighton model. They keep losing their head coaches.
They have a winning golden formula.
But it looks like they have a good structure, a clear plan, and that's why they are keep improving year after year.
We've gone full circle almost, because one of the key components of that was Dan Ashworth, and he's not proven it in the other clubs. So maybe there's something within Brighton that just works. The collective, the whole unit seems to work together. Lots of the people.
Well, if they do have a clear plan and a clear line of duties and a clear methodology, like we said about Brentford, then you minimize the risk to go down. And if you manage to qualify for Europe, that's another bonus. for this type of clubs. But I mean, Brighton, it looks like they keep changing the coaches the last a few years, and they are getting stronger. So it is, I don't know. Okay, we'll see what is going to happen during the next few weeks, which is in a busy period. We are going back to England.
Yeah.
To the really nice weather in England.
It's a nice weather. I'm going to see my hometown team, Northampton, they play against Charlton, so that should be a good one. I won't be able to get to a Premier League game this time, but I'll try next time. And
by the way, Wigan, it looks like they are getting stronger. Maybe they will get promoted to the Championship.
Yeah,
it's early days, but I mean they are challenging.
What you mean? Who do you mean? Wrexham.
Wrexham.
Yeah,
yes.
Wrexham. Yeah, your second team.
No, my second team. Not my second team. I just follow the project.
We're interested, and we can definitely discuss more about the lower league as well. And I think there's so many stories there to be talked about. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to see my hometown team. Hope they win.
So. I wish you, even though it's still early, I wish you Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
And I'll see you when we come back.
Well, no, I'll still be here next week, so we'll be able to have maybe one more before I go. If we
okay.
don't, then I'll see you after Christmas.
Okay.